So, this started last year. Last year was our first year, and it was in response to the lack of activities happening throughout the pandemic. And, just hearing from other colleagues about, feeling lonely and not able to connect and do business development and networking in the way that we're used to. And I thought, you know what? It is a virtual world. There's a lot of positives that have come out of the pandemic in terms of, reducing barriers such as, location barriers, or maybe it's accessibility barriers. I'm like, we can do this online and we can do it virtual. Which, with this event, it's a really, really neat virtual platform, different than Zoom. So it allows you to get around and network in a different way.
And who is the summit actually for?
Yeah. So again, it's for professional women, open to men too. We always have a few in the audience, but for professional women, it's a full day of content. Drive at building, your confidence, building up, some of your career aspirations and goals. And also, in response to this year, maybe it's just sort of, level setting of where you're at right now, and getting yourself some support and building a supportive network around you.
So is it primarily made up of speakers or do you have a whole bunch of interactivity as well?
Yeah, so again, it's a jam-packed day. So we kick it off with a morning yoga session before we dive into some of our speaking sessions. And there's 12 content sessions overall, and 5 opportunities for networking. And just to talk maybe a little bit about some of those content sessions. So, we kick it off with talking about pathways out of the pandemic, how this has affected women, and what we can do and where we're going to go next. Followed by, the power of a theme word with Carlin Purcell. We've got how to, re-envision your career, the lessons learned throughout the pandemic, with Margaret Sinnell, followed by, boundaries, better boundaries, confidence building. We've got our keynote speaker, Kelly Keene, talking about You Inc. So you as a corporation, how you can think about yourself and your career differently, in order to make it, work better for you, and more profitable, just like you would an organization. But there's a whole bunch of topics. All the details are available online at womensnetwork.ca. And there's 21 speakers as well.
So you've given out all the details. You've taken care of that for me, but I got to ask. So you started this 1 year ago. It's always lived in the midst of a pandemic. We do see, a light at the end of the tunnel. So looking forward a year from now, do you think you'd make the switch to doing in person, or would you always like to keep it online?
It's a great question. We're building an audience that allows folks to join online. So I don't think we want to step away from that. But I think what we're going to be looking at, and I wonder if a lot of others will be following this too, a hybrid model. So, people can learn from home. It's great for balance. You've got work, you've got kids, you've got other things that are taking your time. You might not be able to get out in person for a full day, but maybe you could join a conference online and then come out for, some fun social cocktail hours in person. So that's what we're hoping to try next time. We would have tried it this year, but unfortunately with the lockdown, we couldn't make it happen. But next year we hope to do a hybrid model.